My name is Tammie Griffin. I am a wife and a mother, and also a grandmother. And most of all, most of all, I'm a concerned citizen. And I am here to share my thoughts about gun violence and the need for gun reform. As a mother, I know that I can identify with probably many other parents that the worst feeling and fear is getting a phone call about a gun shooting at the school or at a grocery store, at a theater, um, or watching something on the news about a gun violence and feeling totally helpless. And as a parent, you live with that hanging over your head. Um, Thankfully, my kids are adults now, but I have nieces, I have nephews, I have friends that I care deeply about. So we're all impacted and affected by gun violence. And it's just disheartening to hear the senseless murders over and over again. And there's a saying that the definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing expecting a different result. It's insanity at this point. We continue to do the same thing and we're getting the same result. We have to make some changes. We have to do things differently. We have to do right by the children, and the children are our future, and we have to do right by these children. We have to try and make an effort to leave this world in a better place than we found it. And there's a lot of things in life that we can't control. We can't control if it snows, if it rains, if it hails. We can't control. There's things that we just cannot control in this world. But putting forth gun reform is something we can't control. Limiting rifles and different weapons from being sold to teenagers, to mentally ill people, those are things within our control that we can do something about, and we should do something about. At this point, it's cruel. It's just downright cruel now to do nothing as we continue to see these senseless murders popping up all over the United States. You don't know when, you don't know where. And that's the other part that's frightening me and so disheartening about the situation. At this point, we have got to make some changes. We've got to do things different. And it's not like we don't know what the outcome could be, because we have other countries like Australia that have implemented gun reform, and they're seeing positive results. China. So there's other countries that are doing something. They're doing things better than we're doing, and we see that it works. So it's not stepping into completely the unknown as to what kind of results we'll get from implementing gun reform. We do have some evidence from other countries. So it's a safe space to move forward in. And at this point, we've got to do better. That's my plea. That's my voice. Is we've got to do better. Implementing gun reform is low-hanging fruit. This is something we can do something about. Now, I know we need to do something about the mentally ill, but that's a bigger issue. That's going to take time to reach and know who's mentally ill. But getting the guns out of their hands, keeping them from using these guns, is something we can do something about. So I urge government, urge Congress, I guess all those within the branches of government that can do something about gun violence, implementing sensible gun reform laws. Let's do that. Let's do that for the sake of our children, our parents, our relatives, our neighbor. Let's do that for them, for myself. Let's do that so that we can live safe, we can have a safer tomorrow. Thank you.